All right, let's talk about something huge today, enlightenment. But here's the thing, we're going to flip the entire idea on its head. What if that thing we're all searching for, that spiritual mountaintop, what if it's not some distant peak, but the very ground we're standing on right now? Let's dive in.
So, you have to ask, what is the single biggest thing that gets in our way? What's the roadblock that keeps us from that deep sense of peace and clarity that so many spiritual paths talk about?
And there it is. The greatest obstacle is the idea of enlightenment itself. I know, it sounds like a riddle, right? But the very story we tell ourselves about what it is, well, that's the very thing that might be hiding it from us. It's a huge paradox, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So first, let's talk about the myth. You know, the one we've all kind of absorbed from culture. We picture enlightenment as this epic, treacherous climb up a mountain, something that's way, way off in the future.
And you can really see the difference here. On the one side, you've got the myth. It's this far-off goal, it demands perfection, and honestly, it seems like it's only for some spiritual elite. But the reality, the perspective we're digging into, just turns that inside out. It says, no, it's the ground you're on right now. You're already whole, and it is absolutely available to everyone.
This myth, it creates this character in our heads, right? The seeker. We picture someone who has to live this incredibly hard life, filled with intense practices, all in the hopes of this one single lightning bolt moment of transformation, a moment that supposedly makes them perfectly peaceful forever. It just feels superhuman, something for Buddhas and ancient mystics, but definitely not for regular people like us.
And that brings us right to the heart of the paradox. The very act of looking for it, of striving and seeking, that's precisely what keeps it feeling so far away. Let's look at how that actually works.
I mean, this classic Zen saying just nails it, doesn't it? The search itself becomes the problem. Because when you're searching, you're automatically assuming that what you're looking for isn't right here. But what if it is?
This is the core of what's called the seeker's error. It's a really subtle but incredibly powerful mistake. We create this division in our minds where I, the seeker, am over here, and enlightenment, the goal, is way over there.
So how does the mind do this? Well, first, it starts spinning this story that we're somehow incomplete or flawed. Then it cooks up this image of a future, better, enlightened version of ourselves. And bam, just like that, it creates a gap, a separation between the you that exists right now and the imaginary, enlightened you of the future. And this is the trap. Every single time you try to cross that imaginary gap, every effort you make, it just reinforces the original belief that you are lacking something in the first place. It's like the search for the cure becomes the disease itself.
Okay, so if we stop seeking, then what? What do we do? Well, it's about shifting our whole perspective. And there's this really beautiful metaphor for it. You're the sky, not the weather.
Think about enlightenment not as some state you have to achieve, but as the sky itself. It's this vast, open, always there awareness that is the background for everything that ever happens to you. It's the space in which your entire life is unfolding. And your life, all your thoughts, your feelings, your joy, your anxiety, all your sensations, that's just the weather. It's the passing clouds, the storms, the sunshine. They all appear in the sky, they move through the sky, but they are never the sky itself. So, where do we get tripped up? We constantly, chronically identify with the weather. We believe we are the anxiety. We believe we are the anger or the sadness. We completely forget that we are the vast, unchanging sky in which all this weather is just happening. And you know this already. You've had these moments. Think about it, that sudden shock of cold water on your face, or when you gasp at a sunset that's just so beautiful it takes your breath away. When you're totally lost in the sound of a kid's laughter. In those moments, the seeker, the whole story about you just vanishes. There's no goal. There's just pure, direct experience. That's a glimpse of the sky through the clouds. This isn't some new age idea. It's perfectly captured by the old Chinese Zen masters. They insisted that our ordinary mind, just our everyday awareness, that is the way. The secret isn't somewhere else. It's hidden right here in the mundane. So all of this leads to a really practical shift. It's a move from a lifetime of seeking to a single moment of seeing. The journey is impossibly short because, well, there's actually nowhere to go. So you might be wondering, then what's the point of meditation, or yoga, or any spiritual practice? It's so easy to get this wrong.
We think these practices are like building a ladder to get to the sky. But in reality, they're more like cleaning a dirty lens. The point isn't to attain something you don't have. It's to help you recognize what's already been here the whole time.
Now, this is a really crucial point. This is not some kind of spiritual bypass. It's not an excuse to be passive or to ignore the problems in the world. In fact, it's the total opposite. When you aren't completely caught up in the personal storm of your own ego, you can actually see situations more clearly. You can respond with way more wisdom and compassion instead of just reacting out of fear. This awareness is the foundation for real, effective action.
And so, this huge, epic spiritual quest, it just circles right back to where it started. The destination was never out there somewhere. It's right here. It is the simple, profound, almost unbelievable truth of your own conscious presence.
This quote just says it all perfectly. The very awareness that you're using to search for something, that is the something you've been looking for. It's the ultimate secret, hiding in plain sight.
So, I'll just leave you with this question. Forget about the past, forget about the future, forget the whole story of you. For just a second, what happens if you simply notice the awareness that is experiencing these words, that is hearing this voice, right now?